Hello friends, Craig Ballard, the Bald Wonder, well I guess these days morphing into the Bearded Wonder, repping the Tight Coverage crew with a quick hitter video here to go over some food for thought when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers trading for Anthony Davis. Now I'm not someone with a ton of NBA sources, but I do know with certainty that AD will be a Laker in 2020 and beyond. This is something you can believe me now, or if God willing, we're all still around and kicking in 2020, we can address it at that point. But I'm absolutely telling you it's factual. I'm absolutely telling you this is going to be happening. This is not news to people within the NBA. And I'd literally predict that Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, Anthony Davis's new agency, new representation, will make this public in the coming days, surely in the coming weeks or months. Now, this is the main point to keep in mind because it means that any team trading for Anthony Davis is essentially trading for a rental. Now, I already know you're going to mention the Paul George example as somebody who was supposed to be coming to the Lakers but ended up staying where he is now in OKC and doing a great job there for the Thunder, absolutely. Completely different scenario. Paul George a little older, and he'll tell you right now, in this day and age for him in the last couple years, he's just welcomed his third child into the world, and in the last few years, he now considers himself a family man. He says point blank, I did not want the bright lights in big city of Los Angeles. Anthony Davis, 25 years young, completely different scenario. Absolutely wants to go to LA, absolutely wants to be a Laker. This means that the only team who will have return assets that are significantly more than that of a rental player coming back for New Orleans is the Lakers. In fact, I would very much consider the Lakers open for business as far as any return assets New Orleans wants to pry for them. I think Lakers would absolutely be willing to do it. Remember now, this is a Laker organization who in recent years, missed out on Brandon Ingram for Boogie Cousins, a mistake that cost the people in Lakerland their job. They also missed out on the number 2 overall pick, which they used for Lonzo Ball in exchange for Paul George. And of course, the jury remains out on what they could have sent in return for Kawhi Leonard. Go Raptors, go. All 3 times the Lakers tried to have their cake and eat it too by not parting with assets to complete the trade, but rather simply sign the player as a free agent. And as we've seen, folks, that has not worked out for them just yet. Again, I want to stress and emphasize that any other team other than the Lakers trading for Anthony Davis knows they are trading for a rental player. I hear a lot of talk about the Celtics being involved in this. The Celtics are not parting with Jason Tatum for a rental player. That is absolutely not something that's going to happen. The Celtics, in fact, as we know, cannot trade for Anthony Davis until next year, until July 1st of next year, unless they're going to include Kyrie Irving in the trade. Again, not something that's going to happen. And of course, folks, the mere fact that Rich Paul and Clutch Sports have made this trade request now, knowing full well that the Celtics cannot get involved, that's a slam dunk, pardon the pun, but that's a slam dunk indicator for us that Anthony Davis is not going to be a Boston Celtic. Anthony Davis is not interested in being a Boston Celtic. If something were to happen where he is going to be a Boston Celtic, it'll be until July 1st of 2020, I can tell you that. Or should I say, it will only be until July 1st of 2020. All of these things are why I really feel that New Orleans needs to strike now. Many people think that they've got the leverage and they can sit back and wait. Again, biggest thing to remember, the league knows Anthony Davis will be a Laker in 2020. So any return assets coming back will be from a rental player. So the Pelicans need to strike now while the iron's hot. Again, Lakers will be open for business. Pelicans need to name their price and the Lakers will say, absolutely, let's do this. Many, I think, feel that it would be a significant coup for the Lakers if they could hang on to one of their young players, one of the young assets. Hang on to a Hart or a Zubac's or Lonzo, hang on to an Ingram or hang on to a Kuzma. Kuzma obviously being the top choice there. Even if none of those things happen, I think the cake and eat it too for the Lakers is if they can retain Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, in this trade. Someone's got to go. One of the veterans has to go to make the money work. I think the Lakers would much prefer that be make 'em dance Lance Stevenson, because KCP, if you're the Lakers, you want KCP's $12 million coming off of your books this summer. That leaves the Lakers with around $30 million to spend in free agency. Not going to be enough to land Kevin Durant. His max contract next year is going to be north of $38 million, so they'll be out of the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. But Kyrie Irving will be in play. Kemba Walker will be in play. And of course the Kawhi Leonards of the world, and of course the Klay Thompsons of the world. Me personally, if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking at repairing. You talk about that reunited, and I know you think I'm going with Kyrie and LeBron. I do think that would be great. I absolutely think that would be great. But if I'm the Lakers, one of the reunitings I'm looking to do is Boogie Cousins with Anthony Davis. Boogie Cousins, remember now, by league rule, you can only make about 105, I believe it is 105% pay increase from year to year. So Boogie is nowhere close next season, nowhere close to being able to be a max player. That's not by his skill set, that's by rule. So if I'm the Lakers, cake and eat it too. Take some of that $30 million, designate it to bring in Boogie Cousins, and then you've got a lot of money to spend on putting the shooters and the perimeter pieces there. Remember, Miami had to do that on a shoestring budget. Once they paid Wade, once they paid CB4, Chris Bosh, and LeBron, it was only specific veterans who were willing to take significantly less to come there. The Lakers cupboard will be wide open to add these sort of veterans, yes, but shooters and role players to surround a core that would that would be led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Wow.